Hello, this is week 3, lecture 3. As stated in an earlier lesson, each employee is unique, just as each employee has his or her own personalities, attitudes, motivational level. Each has a different rate of speed and level of quality in accomplishing assigned tasks. Performance evaluations are used to review employee performance, to determine if the employee is performing the job effectively, and to see if employees are fully utilizing their skills and knowledge within the organization. The benefits of evaluating employee performance allows organizations to identify high potential employees, evaluate the organization's selection processes, and improve employee performance. The process of evaluation also allows the employer to create agreement on expectations with the employee, and that is the Management by Objectives, or MBO. In general, evaluations are used for both judgmental purposes and also developmental purposes. Judgment involves employee selection and determining the effectiveness of training, which is based on past performance. Development means focusing on future performance. It is important for managers to communicate with employees about their performance. In fact, performance management is one of the most critical functions involving human resource management. Performance evaluations can result in improvements in participation, training, and communication. The more participation in performance evaluations, the more satisfied employees will be. The more training they receive, the more comfortable they will feel. Evaluation also allows us to enforce good performance and continuous ongoing improvement. It allows us to set specific goals that can be worked toward. The more specific the goal that is set by the employee and their manager, the more likely the employee will have buy-in and be able to achieve the goal. The performance management system should be a continuous process and not just once or twice a year. Giving employees feedback on their performance can motivate and help them learn new behavior or reinforce appropriate behaviors. Feedback can result in higher levels of effort. It can be both positive and negative. So, where does the information come from that will allow management to provide fair and objective feedback to the employee? Well, a popular approach to, to collecting feedback is the 360-degree feedback. The 360-degree feedback allows a combination of individuals from across the organization to evaluate others on various organizational levels, including employees, supervisors, and coworkers. Anyone in a position to observe an employee's performance can participate in giving feedback. Often, employees receive feedback from anonymous sources and then compare it to their own evaluation of their performance so that they can see if they have any gaps or to see how their performance is perceived. Everyone that rates the employee's performance should receive training on how to do the evaluations. It allows for greater acceptance of the feedback by the employee and also can be used to motivate employees. This process allows us to evaluate employee effectiveness as well as coach and model behaviors. A 360-degree feedback helps us maintain administrative control as well as set the strategy and direction of the organization and its employees. There are both pros and cons to using this type of feedback, and often the multiple rater gives um, evaluation sense of fairness and credibility. However, it may not always reflect the true feelings. And some people just don't feel comfortable being honest in the evaluation. Now, another issue with the 360-degree feedback is one that we would find in the interview process as well. Because we're human beings, therefore, there's always the potential for evaluation errors. And these errors are the leniency error, which means an evaluator will give a favorable position whether the employee deserves it or not, just across the board in a favorable evaluation. The strictness is the opposite of the leniency, where an evaluator may give a more negative evaluation straight across the board, whether the employee deserves it or not. And we have bias, which is, in the case, it's a prejudice. For example, if the employee has red hair and the evaluator really doesn't care for people with red hair, then that may be held against that employee and would affect the feedback. Recency, that is the situation where the most current thing that the person did, the person would be evaluated against whatever the most recent act that the person performed. The halo effect is a situation where one trait of the person is used to judge the entire performance of the person, which of course they're all errors in judgment. So these are ways that you can minimize the occurrence of these errors. One is to focus on the level of performance based on the organizational goals only. Another one is job standards must be clear, and the performance observations are job related only. Managing employee behavior using reinforcement theory has evolved from the work of B.F. Skinner on operant conditioning. The theory proposes that behavior can be addressed using one of four types of reinforcement, depending upon the outcome that the manager desires. Reinforcement can increase the likelihood that the behavior will be repeated or lessened. According to B.F. Skinner, you can train and condition people, then motivate them based on the consequences of their behavior. So the four strategies are positive reinforcement, which is a pleasurable, value-based outcome for the behavior. The behavior is reinforced or rewarded. And we have negative reinforcement, which is viewed as an award, not really viewed as an award, a reward, but not a punishment. It strengthens or reinforces a desired behavior and increases the chances that the same action to remove the consequence, the negative consequence, will be repeated. Extinction is removing the chance of positive consequences for the behavior. The behavior is ignored, receives little attention, and so the behavior stops. Punishment. Apply undesirable negative consequences to a behavior. It can include taking away a privilege due to an undesirable behavior. Many managers use reinforcement theory in the form of rewards for good performance and punishment to maintain discipline. Extinction is used for disruptive behavior or breaking rules. Avoidance motivation is rarely used in organizations. Using financial incentives is another form of applying organizational behavior modification. Financial incentives are more effective when linked to performance because it motivates people to work harder and their behavior is reinforced. There are numerous performance factors that can be considered. Another popular financial incentive is through employee stock option plans. This allows employees to take part in financial success of the company. In the employee stock ownership plans, or ESOP, employees from all levels of the organization receive stock. The employer contributes shares or money to buy the shares into the employees' retirement accounts. Stock options allow employees to purchase in the future a certain number of shares at a specified rate. Gain sharing is a formal program to allow employees to participate in the company's financial success based on positive reinforcement and the motivational impact of money. There are different formulas. Managers may compare what employees are paid in comparison with what they sell or produce. This establishes a way for employees to get involved by actively soliciting, reviewing, and implementing employee suggestions to improve productivity. There are several ways organizations can reward and motivate employees. Pay for knowledge involves paying employees more based on an increase in their skills and abilities to do more tasks. They may rotate through various jobs in order to receive the incentives for mastering more areas of the workplace. Pay for performance is based on employee performance or results such as profit sharing, bonuses, or merit pay. Job enrichment is based on giving employees more responsibility, opportunities for growth, and recognition. Reward systems are developed to attract, keep, and motivate well-qualified employees. In order for employees to be satisfied and rewards, there are several things to consider, such as how satisfied they are with internal and external rewards and how they compare themselves to others. Rewards can influence employee perceptions, attitudes, and behavior. Rewards influence other organizational factors as well, such as reduced absenteeism, reduced turnover, improved organizational commitment, and improved performance. It is important for employees to show up to work so that performance is not reduced. Managers have the power to reward or punish employees. Rewards can be internal or external in order to motivate performance. Rewards should be something that employees value. Rewards can influence commitment. Commitment involves having employees identify with the organization, getting involved in the organization, and also being loyal to the organization. Employees that are committed are less likely to leave the organization or to be absent. excessively. Committed employees need less supervision and often perform at higher levels. They also have internal motivation if they are committed to the organization. This concludes Week 3, Lesson 3. Be sure to review all of your course materials and supplementary readings.